So why do you make music?
I feel like, well, I've always been like a creative kid, so I've always been somebody who like would be drawing, and so at first it was just like a hobby and doing it for fun, and it still is a hobby. Making music is like such a like pure way of like expressing your feelings or like what you're feeling inside, because it's a universal language. You could communicate with anybody about like everything. So
What inspired you to take the first step and start making beats?
YouTube videos and just seeing other people make music. I've always like sort of been interested in music. My sister, my second eldest sister, would like she's pretty much introduced me like rap and stuff. And so when she would play songs in the car, I'd always be like curious as like who made like the background music, like who made the beat. And so like it wasn't until like high school, like end of junior year, that I found a video of Kanye making music on MPC, and I was like, that's dope. Like I want to make music, and so ever since then, like that's how I started making music. And then over time, like I just learned more and more, and then I met Psych and everybody.
Just explain your sound.
So I don't constrain myself to a genre at all, because I feel like that's like there's no point in that. I just make whatever like feels right. One day I can make like something for somebody who sings, or like emotional, like depressing emo stuff, and then another day I could feel like, okay, I want to make like a rap beat. And so it's like, but over like when I started, I made trap beats because that was the easiest thing. But over time, like I sort of like put my foot in like different things, and like, but there's no specific genre. Like I wouldn't say I'm like a certain producer for anything.
What's the story behind the name?
Oh damn. All right. So my music name is Baghdad, or Baghdad if you're brown. What's that? It's not working. And so my name went through like, well, first of all, I got my name when I started working with them. First, it was recommended to me, like Baghdadi, like Colin recommended that, and like I liked that. It was like fun and stuff. And then like I don't know, I decided to change it to Baghdad because I felt that was more like, it's like a lot more like firm. It's like the city. It's like Baghdad, so that's why I did Baghdad. But and also just like I feel like it's like more like authentic, and it's more like it's just more assertive, and I feel like that's sort of like the like path I'm trying to go.
Do you go to school?
No. Yeah, I go to school. I'm majoring in architecture.
Are there similarities between architecture and music?
Yeah. When I first started doing architecture, it was like I learned so much like about music. Like it really helped because they're both creative and they're both design based. Like for example, a beat is made so that somebody could either sing or rap on it or like occupy it. And the same way like a house is designed so that people can occupy it. Like you can make like a crazy building, and you can have all this crazy like stuff happening with like walls and all that. But like if it's not functional, if like people can't like occupy it in like a functional way, then there's like no point to it. That's the same with like making beats. Like when I started making beats, I would just make the craziest like, I would just put as much into it without like any regard, without any regard as to like can somebody rap on it or sing on it. And so like after like dwelling in architecture, I was like, okay, people need to get on this. Like people need to get into a house and people need to rap on a beat. So that's sort of like the key similarity. But also it's like simplicity. Like that's what I learned from it.
What keeps you motivated?
Just like waking up every day. Like I believe like God allows us to wake up every day because there's like a reason to live that day. And so it's like I could sit around and do nothing. I could sit around and just like play games or like watch videos, like do what everybody else in the world is doing, or I could sit down and like really enhance like my skill and like really get to know myself more through like creating things like music or whatever, buildings or whatever. You can only depend on people to motivate you for so much until it's like they're gone or they just give up on you. So it's like you have to be your main source of motivation.
Has your sound evolved over time?
Yeah. When I first started, it was ass. Like, it was not good. It was basically just like whatever out here. When I started making music, I'd listen to music like analytically. Like, I would listen to actual people who are in the industry. I'd listen to their music, and I would hear the way that their drum patterns went, or the way that certain elements like overshadowed others, or like how things worked. And so mainly for the first year of me making music, it was just like pretty much just copying as much as I can and just like trying to see like, all right, what sounds good, what doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
And over time I started leaning more towards like it's called like vaporwave, I guess. I just recently found this out, but that's like what my friend like Kiyoshi, he does. And I realized like I sort of meshed like hip hop and like that style of like sort of laid back like lo-fi type. So over time my sound just becomes more like defined, and I think now it's more defined.
Where do you see yourself musically in the next a couple of years?
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm just gonna take the opportunities that I have, make the most of what I have, and we shall see. But 2 years from now, I'm gonna be 10 times better than I am now.
So where can people find your music online?
Baghdad 949. And from there, my account will link you to like all the Spotify and Apple Music and all that.